Let your healing speak. Let your discipline speak. Let your peace speak. Let your growth speak. You do not have to announce every change. You do not have to defend every decision. You do not have to give a paragraph to people who only deserves a period.
Every story's got a spark, and every spark's got a name. This is the journey of finding mine. Who am I when the lights go low? Who am I when the world says no? Searching through my past, trying to free my soul. One truth at a time, letting every story unfold.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Who Am I podcast, where we pause, reflect, and refocus. But before we start today's reset, allow me to check on you really quick. Who have you been trying to prove yourself to? Who have you been over-explaining yourself to? Who have you been trying to convince that your heart is pure, your intentions are right, your growth is real, and your worth is valid? Because sometimes we do not realize how exhausting it is to keep defending who we are to people who have already decided how they want to see us. You explain, you clarify, you apologize for things you did not do. You shrink your truth so they can feel comfortable. You keep presenting evidence, hoping they will finally understand you. But take a breath and ask yourself honestly. Ask yourself, am I explaining because clarity is needed, or am I explaining because I am afraid of being misunderstood? And here's the truth. Here's the truth, my friend. Everybody does not need access to your explanation. Everybody does not deserve the full story. Everybody does not get to sit in the courtroom of your life and demand evidence of your work. Today's episode is called No Time to Keep Explaining Yourself. Explaining yourself is exhausting because peace begins when you stop trying to be understood by people committed to misunderstanding you. You do not have to keep proving who you are. At some point, your life has to speak louder than your defense. So once again, welcome back to the Midweek Motivation and the No Time series. This is your moment to pause, reflect, and reset. And today we are talking to the person who is tired of being misread, misjudged, overlooked, questioned, doubted, and drained by people who keep making you feel like you have to prove yourself. This episode is not about being rude. It is not about being cold. It is not about refusing accountability. It is about knowing the difference between a healthy conversation and an exhausting cycle. Because accountability helps you grow, but over-explaining keeps you trapped. And you deserve peace. See, your worth does not need a witness. Your worth does not need a witness. I think this is a good point to start right here. See, your worth does not need a witness. You are not valuable because people understand you. You are not called because people approve of you. You are not growing because everybody claps for you. You are not becoming because somebody finally validated what you have been through. You are already valuable. You are valuable before the title, before the platform, before the applauses, before the explanations, and before the approval. See, some people will not understand your journey because they were not assigned to walk it. Some people will only know the old version of you and refuse to respect the new one. Some people will want an explanation, not because they want peace, but because they want control. And that is why you have to stop handing your peace to people who mishandled your truth. See, explanation without understanding becomes exhaustion, and it becomes exhaustion because of this. See, there is nothing wrong with explaining yourself when the conversation is healthy. There is nothing wrong with giving clarity. There is nothing wrong with correcting confusion. But when you keep explaining and nothing changes, that is no longer communication. That is exhaustion. When you explain your boundaries and they keep crossing them, that is a sign. See, when you explain your pain and they keep minimizing it, that is a sign. When you explain your growth and they keep dragging you back to who you used to be, that is a sign. When you explain your heart and they keep questioning your motives, that is a sign. See, some conversations are not designed to bring understanding. They are designed to keep you defending yourself. And today, we are stepping out of that courtroom. You do not have to keep taking the stand for people who already wrote the verdict. So let's talk briefly about boundaries. Boundaries are not betrayal. Boundaries are not betrayal. Boundaries are protection. A boundary says this: I love you, but I will not lose myself trying to prove myself to you. A boundary says I can listen, but I will not be manipulated. I can be kind, but I will not be controlled. I can forgive, but I do not have to keep giving access to what keeps wounding me. See, some people may call your boundary attitude because they benefited from your silence. Some people may call your peace distance because they were used to your availability. Some people may call your healing pride because they preferred you broken. But do not let their reactions make you abandon your recovery. You are allowed to protect your peace. You are allowed to step back. You are allowed to stop explaining your growth has already proven. So let your life speak. See, there comes a point where you have to stop arguing with old opinions. Stop negotiating with old labels. Stop chasing old validation. Stop trying to convince people that you are not who they decided you were. Let your life speak. Let your consistency speak. Let your healing speak. Let your discipline speak. Let your peace speak. Let your growth speak. You do not have to announce every change. You do not have to defend every decision. You do not have to give a paragraph to people who only deserves a period. Sometimes the most powerful response is silence with progress. Not bitter silence, not petty silence, peaceful silence. Peaceful silence. The kind that says, I know who I am. I know what I am building. I know what I have survived. I know where I am going. And I do not have to keep explaining myself to walk in it. So here's where we reset. Take a deep breath. Man, that feels so good. And say this with me. I do not have to keep explaining myself. My worth is not up for debate. My peace is worth protecting. My boundaries are necessary. I can be misunderstood and still be free. I will not shrink to be accepted. I will let my life speak. That is your reset today. Not arrogance, but peace. Not pride, but self-worth. Not isolation, but boundaries. So listen to me and hear me clearly when I say this. You have no time to keep explaining yourself. No time to keep proving your heart to people committed to questioning it. No time to keep defending your growth to people who only remember your past. No time to keep giving long explanations to those who keep using your words against you. No time to keep sacrificing your peace for someone else's approval. This is your reminder. You can be kind and still have boundaries. You can be loving and still say no. You can be misunderstood and still, once again, move forward. You can be quiet and still be strong. You can stop explaining and still be right. This is the No Time series, and today's reset is no time to keep explaining yourself. No time to beg for understanding. No time to argue with assumptions. No time to keep standing trial in rooms where your worth was never honored. Pause, reflect, reset, then protect your peace, because the people assigned to your future will not need you to keep proving who you are. They will recognize the fruit of your growth. And until they do, keep walking. Your peace is proof that you finally stop needing everybody to understand you. So before we move forward, I want you to pause for just a moment. Take a breath. Wherever you are, whatever you're carrying, this next part is for you. Let's speak life over ourselves out loud if you can, because what we say in this moment has the power to shift how we walk into the rest of our day. So let's begin with our affirmation. I am not defined by my past or limited by my mistakes. I am growing, learning, and becoming who I was created to be. I have value beyond titles, roles, and expectations. I choose honesty over fear and growth over comfort. I am allowed to change, heal, and evolve. I walk with purpose, clarity, and courage. I am becoming more aligned with my true self every day, and who I am is enough. So as we close today's episode, I want to thank you for taking this time for yourself. If something you heard inspired you, challenged you, or made you pause and reflect, please please don't keep it to yourself. Share this episode with someone who may need it. Invite them into the conversation. See, this podcast grows when we grow together. I cannot do this without you. I really can't. And we grow together through shared stories, honest reflections, and real connections. Every listen, every share, every conversation helps create a community rooted in purpose, rooted in love, rooted in hope, rooted in faith, rooted in trust and truth. So until next time, keep reflecting, keep becoming, and remember, you matter. This is the Who Am I podcast, and let's walk this journey together.
Who am I? Yeah, I'm more than the pain, more than the pride. Who am I? Walking in purpose, no mask, no disguise. This is my voice, my rise, my life. Welcome to Who Am I?